have a suggestion. If you keep dreaming of your spouse, but you guys actually broke the covenant of marriage, like you went your merry way, they went their merry way, you decided it is time to part ways, and you disconnected in the physical realm, you went through the legal process of dissolving that marriage, and the covenant of marriage is no longer there. I'm suggesting that if you keep dreaming that person in your home, or you're back in the home where you guys used to be married together, hang out, you keep seeing yourself in those spaces that you used to frequent together, you keep seeing yourself in that home you used to frequent together, there may be some lingering attachments you have to deal with. Now, the first course of action that I would suggest would be that you take your divorce certificate, the one from the physical realm, you present it to God in prayer. Lord, we have dissolved this marriage, and I'm asking you to give me a divorce certificate in the courts of heaven, because the highest court is the courts of heaven. God is a judge, he is a lawgiver, and he is king. So you want a divorce certificate from the king who created marriage. The intention that God had from the beginning was that a marriage would not be dissolved. Now, things happen. Some people get married out of lust, out of one night stands, out of insecurities, out of this the only person that will ever love me, out of no one's ever said I love you, so this is the best thing that has ever happened to me, so they jump with that person. There's so many different things and ways and reasons that people take that step. No judgment here, but in case you made a huge decision without much thought or without much counsel, then I recommend that if you do end up dissolving that decision, that you take it to the courts of heaven and ask God for a divorce certificate between you and that spouse. So yes, you have the physical paper document. Use that to say, Lord, I present this to you. I'm asking for a spiritual divorce certificate, and I receive it by faith. So at the end of your prayer, you should say, Lord, I receive the divorce certificate from your courts of heaven by faith. All right. And what would change is that you will no longer have these dreams of seeing yourself frequent the house you used to share with your spouse, or the places you used to go to. You will not see yourself in those spaces anymore, because spiritually you have asked God to disconnect you from that person. And yes, when God put us together, he did not intend for souls to be torn apart. That was not his intent. And so that's why it truly requires the God who created the covenant to be involved in the breaking of that covenant. Ask him to give you a divorce certificate. Ask him to make your soul whole. To make you whole. Your soul has to be whole, y'all. The Bible talks about, brethren, I pray that you prosper in all things and be in health, even as your soul prospers. So if your soul is not prospering, the rest of you will not prosper. Your soul needs to prosper. You thrive when your soul is thriving. Your soul is how you make your decisions, right? Your mind, your will, your emotions, your intellect. How you make decisions, how you think, how you reason, and from that you speak, right? So it tells us what's inside of you, and also what kind of emotions you allow to bask in and marinate in, and then either stay in or like reject, right? So your soul is very important. So you want your soul to prosper. Now, when you go through a traumatic experience, this is not even just divorce. It could be a betrayal from a friend. It literally, anything that is traumatic, it can get locked in their soul, and that could change the way you perceive people, perceive situations, perceive decision making. And that is why you want to ask God, the restorer of our souls, to restore your soul. Psalm 23 verse 3. He restores my soul, meaning your soul can be in a state that is fragmented, that is broken, that is unavailable. You know how some people say, I talk to this person and it's always a shallow conversation. I can never get deep conversation from this person. It's almost like they have walls, like there's walls. I can't really get into they have put systems in place to ensure they never get hurt or betrayed or taken advantage of. And all of that is the workings in their soul. So you need to truly address the soul in order for you to thrive in this life. Okay, so you need to be able to trust again. You need to be able to be vulnerable. You need to be able to make wise decisions. And all of this is going to stem from you becoming healed, being vulnerable with God, asking God and telling God, listen, this is my role in that marriage. I screwed up by doing X, Y, and Z, or I screwed up by entering a marriage I knew you did not approve of. Okay. Or I knew I was unequally yoked. Okay. So we have to take accountability and then ask God, pour out our hearts to God and ask him to remedy, like fix my soul, because only he can reach the depth, the deep parts of your soul and fix it. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up our wounds. Also, he restores the soul. So you're going to ask God to give you a divorce certificate. You're going to take accountability for your role in the dissolving of that marriage. And if that includes the commencing of that marriage, and just tell God, I entered it wrong. I did not include you in that decision, or I did it out of lust. I didn't love this person. I didn't truly love. I didn't even know what love was, right? But now I understand, and decisions were made, and I'm facing the consequences, but I do want to be whole. I do want to be healed. And the God who restores soul, who binds up the brokenhearted, who binds up wounds, will do it for you. He will do it for you. And that will help you not always see yourself with that person. So I'm going to add this extra one. If you have a bed and the bed is the one you use to do the things with that person, get rid of that bed. Get rid of the bed. Get rid of the undergarments. Get rid of the things that were from that person. So if you have any things that were like, oh, I have this watch from this person, I have this ring from this person, like things that keep you connected to that person, they have a voice. Okay. So anything that connects to that person, especially if that person was controlling, manipulative, and abusive, get rid of the items. Get rid of them. Get rid of the mattress. Get rid of the bed. I know it could be like a bare house, but it's better to be in a bare house and be spiritually free than be in a full house and be tormented day and night with thoughts, with things beating up and down your home. No, it's better to start from fresh, clean slate than have all these things and you're tormented. So get rid of it and then ask God to supply all of your needs and give you what you need in your home.